Ed Gonzalez, Harris County Sheriff, joined here by members of our team. We have Major Suarez, we have Captain Wagner, Lieutenant Baker, Captain Kennard Bean, Major Dean, and Assistant Chief Diaz. This morning at approximately 10:16 a.m., we began receiving two phone calls for service regarding a disturbance. At the time, it was basically verbal type of disturbances that were going on. We believe between a couple, both are in their mid to late 20s. Um, Soon after, at approximately 10:26, the call changed and the information changed the sequence of events that it was now an in progress situation, and we began coming here in priority one. Upon arrival, we discovered that several people had been shot here at the location. It appears that most of the shooting transpired inside the residence, but there's also some firearms evidence outside the house as well. So that'll be part of our follow-up investigation regarding the different shots that were fired. We believe in total there were about 7 different individuals that were involved in this type of situation. Each had different roles. The One of the individuals that was pronounced deceased here at the scene is believed to be the homeowner. She's 65 years old. The second female that's pronounced deceased here at the location, believed to be 28 years of age, is believed to be her daughter-in-law, and we believe she may have been one of the ones that was that called for service earlier this morning. She resides here with her husband, also believed to be 28 years of age, and 2 other individuals, or possibly 3 other individuals, arrived here at the location as well, possibly to help de-escalate the situation or to offer assistance based on the initial disturbance calls that were received. What we know now is that we have at least 3 individuals that possibly fired shots, uh, and we're trying to determine again everybody's role in this. 2 of the individuals are said to be in the hospital right now receiving treatment. We're told last report was that they're in stable condition, but I would say maybe stable to serious just because we need to firm up their condition. There was also a 2-year-old involved in the 7 individuals that were here that was inside the home, but another relative that was inside the home quickly was able to shield that 2-year-old and perhaps spare the 2-year-old seeing his mom be executed, basically. So he was able to run out of the house with the 2-year-old in tow, and thankfully that adult and the 2-year-old were not harmed. That adult will probably be a witness in our situation. The 2-year-old is not harmed in any way. So we're working with our child abuse investigators so we could work with CPS so we can make a determination as far as what happens to the child. Right now, we have received previous calls for service here, possibly involving that married couple that I mentioned. Both are said to be 28 years old in the past. So our deputies are familiar with this residence. But again, that's the basic information that we have right now. 2 deceased here at the hospital. Both are females, and 2 males were deceased. Are in the hospital receiving treatment. We're told that, again, they arrived here possibly to help de-escalate the situation, but we believe that they too were armed and were involved in the gunfire, as well as we believe that the the husband of the 28-year-old, we believe that he too may have fired. But again, all that, I want to just preface always by saying this is still preliminary. It's a dynamic situation. Obviously, a lot of things transpired this morning, so we're just now getting things stabilized. Our homicide and crime scene investigators are just now going to begin a methodical crime scene investigation and follow up homicides on the scene as well. And again, this on the heels of an earlier family disturbance that occurred this morning in East Harris County. I was on that scene as well, where a husband shot his estranged wife fatally this morning as well. So tragic 12 hours, if you will, here in Harris County this morning. Let me say briefly in Spanish and then I'll answer questions. Esta mañana, como a las 10:15 de la mañana, recibimos una llamada a esta residencia. Parece ser que una pareja de matrimonio, parece que los dos tienen 28 años de edad, estaban teniendo un tipo de conflicto. Entonces, al llegar nosotros, ya después recibimos una llamada que era ya más urgente y llegaron después nuestros oficiales y encontraron dos personas muertas aquí en la escena, dos mujeres, y también habían dos otros hombres que estaban heridos. Ellos fueron trasladados al hospital. Nos dicen que ellos están estables en esta mañana o esta tarde, que parece que van a sobrevivir. Parece que 3 personas en total dispararon armas aquí, pasó dentro de la casa, y también la persona que es la dueña de la residencia, una mujer de 65 años, también está muerta aquí en la escena. Entonces vamos a tratar de investigar exactamente qué pasó. También está un bebé de 2 años que también, gracias a Dios que no le pasó nada a ese bebé, pero va a ser parte de nuestra investigación exactamente qué pasó.
¿Cuántos heridos son en total? ¿Algo así?
4, hay 2 personas muertas y 2 personas heridas, 4 en total.
¿Cuántos recibían en la familia, en la casa?
No sé qué tantos, por lo menos 4 y el bebé, pero no sé quién es más.
So, Sheriff, of the 3 people, 2 of them were not at the home. They were just.
That's our information. That 2 arrived here. The information we had was that one had indicated he was here to de-escalate the disturbance and what had been going on. But apparently he was armed as well and ended up opening fire. So we don't know if the shots were directed at who or if it was a crossfire. But very scary situation could happen inside the home. We could have had much more loss of life, including that 2-year-old.
Sure. And where's the husband?
He's cooperating right now with investigators. So I believe he's already been transported to one of our offices.
And he's one of the shooters as well.
That's what we believe right now. The 28-year-old husband of the deceased female and son of the homeowner is one of the suspected shooters.
Who was the person that had bags on his hand?
I don't know his exact involvement. It may be that individual that was just mentioned. It may be him, the one of the ones that possibly fired shots.
¿Su departamento ya había venido a este hogar por cuestiones de violencia doméstica?
No sé si eran específicamente de violencia doméstica, pero sí había conflicto, parece ser, entre la pareja, pero no sé si había violencia todavía, tal vez eran argumentos solamente. Va a ser parte de nuestra investigación.
Can you say how many previous calls?
I don't know specifically, but I know our unit said I think they had recently came out at least twice. Recently, we'll check the call history and see if there were any more. But it was enough that they were familiar with the home and that there's been some type of disturbances. And it appeared it was concentrated primarily with the younger couple that resided here, with the female now being deceased here at the location.
Alguacil, ¿no saben por qué surgió esta disputa, este argumento entre los familiares?
No sabemos exactamente. Parece ser que alguien mencionó que iba a ser que tal vez había un divorcio que se iba a ocurrir o una separación, pero no hemos confirmado eso. It appears that we did hear that this may have stemmed from some type of either a breakup or possibly a divorce that was in the works, but we haven't firmed that up. That'll be part once we interview everybody. The main thing was to stabilize the situation, and obviously people are injured at the hospital as well, so we need to try to get their side of the story as well.
And so what part of the body was the gunshot wound?
I'm not sure what part of the body.
You know, this is the second domestic dispute that we've done already today. Can you talk a little bit about the resources for people who are watching that might, want to use that?
Yes, we're obviously domestic violence is an epidemic that's not only present here in our community but across the country. I've spoken about it on a number of occasions. I know our team that's joined here, they work on those cases, and it's a priority for them. And we often remind our community that there are a lot of resources out there. We remind them that these situations are very dangerous, not only for first responders and law enforcement, but for those that are directly involved, but other bystanders that may they be neighbors or somebody that's trying to help. And so these could be very volatile situations, especially with multiple guns involved. And so we remind them there are resources. For example, Houston Area Women's Center has a 24-hour hotline. AVDA, the Aid for Victims of Domestic Assault, also we partnered with them just this week to raise awareness about the importance of devising a safety plan and really, getting help. There's a lot of resources here in our community, and it's important for people to seek them out, even if they don't need them immediately, just to know what's available out there.
Alguacil, estamos apenas empezando el mes creando conciencia sobre la violencia doméstica y ya tuvo 2 escenas en menos de 24 horas.
Sí, pues es un recordatorio de qué qué constante es este problema en nuestra comunidad y que impacta a diferentes personas en diferentes maneras, y es importante que la comunidad sepa la urgencia de este tema y que es algo muy difícil de prevenir porque está pasando dentro del hogar, y a veces ellos tienen que tratar de solicitar ayuda y los recursos que existen. I was just reminded that this in October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and so it's tragic that at least for our agency we've already started with two very tragic situations. The other couple had been married for approximately 30 years and was in the process also of divorce when that transpired this morning. But very tragic situation. We extend our condolences to the family members that were impacted by this today, and the neighbors at large. This impacts an entire community.
Algo así que sigue en la investigación ahora.
Pues bastante investigación, van a tener que ver exactamente qué es lo que pasó aquí, colectar la evidencia, hablar con testigos que estaban aquí para tener mejor idea de exactamente qué es lo que pasó. Entonces va a ser una investigación muy extensa.
Were they married or were they just boyfriend and girlfriend?
We were told married, so that's what we're going by. If we hear otherwise, we'll clarify that. Again, as I always say, it's preliminary. We're just trying to give you as much information as we have, and sometimes some things may change, but we'll try to update as we go along. But that's the information we have right now.
You say it was a man that shielded the 2-year-old child?
Yes, it was. We believe it was one of the other sons of the homeowner that lost her life that somehow was able to shield and run out with the baby. So the baby's out here. We're trying to make arrangements for that 2-year-old innocent baby. But easily, I mean, we had 4 people shot here in total, and thankfully that 2-year-old that's so vulnerable didn't get shot. And so very scary situation. Everything happened primarily indoors, but we still have some firearms evidence even outside the house. So it looks like it may have been some type of running gun battle of some kind.
What types of firearms were involved?
Probably semi-automatic pistols, I believe. Yeah, semi-automatic pistols, but we don't know caliber and all of that. That'll be part of our follow-up.
¿Cuántas armas se usaron en la balacera?
No sé exactamente qué tantos, por lo menos 3 personas estaban armados, que sabemos. No sabemos si hubieron más que tal vez no dispararon. No sabemos que están aquí en la escena. Van a tener que obviamente mantener control de estas armas cuando las encuentren, pero tenemos que hacer varios pasos antes de entrar para no molestar a la evidencia que está ahí. Entonces ya cuando podemos entrar ya va a ser con más calma y más específico a colectar la evidencia.
Algo así, hay gente que puede decir, bueno, se le llamó tal vez a la policía o lo que sea. Lo cierto es que los hechos vinculados a violencia doméstica son muy volátiles y pueden pasar en cualquier momento si la víctima no decide hacer algo a tiempo.
Sí, puede pasar de un momento al otro. Entonces son situaciones muy trágicas, y como mencionaste, estamos entrando a estos meses festivos donde muchas veces llega mucho eventos familiares y la depresión porque algunos no tienen familiares o hay separación. Entonces esto nos recuerda muy fuertemente estos hechos que pasaron esta mañana, lo que puede pasar cuando existe algo de violencia doméstica o conflicto entre las familias.
You mentioned that 3 people possibly fired shots. Besides the husband who's cooperating with the moment, are there any other potential suspects being charges filed at this point?
We haven't thought about any charges just yet. Again, it'll all depend once we could corroborate all the exact version of the incident, as best we can, and support it with evidence and any other witnesses. But we believe that 2 other individuals that came here also shot. The other one was an adult male. We believe he was married to the homeowner that's here, the 65-year-old homeowner that was fatally shot. We don't know if they're still married, if they were estranged, divorced. We don't know exact relation, but we're told that he arrived here. And then we believe it was a friend of the family, a younger male that arrived here, supposedly to help de-escalate the situation. But again, guns were drawn, and we don't know what transpired that led everyone to pull out guns and begin shooting at one another. But again, that's why I say very scary situation, and it could have also impacted neighbors and things like that. And so fortunately no one else was hurt, even though there was a tragic loss of life of 2 here and 2 injured at the hospital.
Are those the 2 that are currently injured in the hospital? Or
They are both injured at the hospital. We believe they too fired weapons out here. Okay. All right. Thank you all. Thank you.